little too much. That's a little too much. Let's dim them down a bit. Hold on. Wow. Wow. I'm testing things out. This is more natural. This is a natural light. But I also have the overhead light on. Is my camera lopsided a bit? All right, let's see. Yeah, you can tell that there's like a lining overhead. If you actually look right up here, there's like a little line. And then if I turn on this light, it actually kind of, it's still there, but it mitigates it a little bit. I'm gonna leave this top light on because I don't have one of those hanging lights, and I don't care to get one just yet. I know that would be useful, but actually, if you're in a setting like this, so let's talk a little bit about this setup that I'm using. Okay, so if you're actually doing interviews, okay, if you're actually talking by yourself, if you're just filming, and stuff like that, and you're in a room, let's say, and there's like, let me think of how to say this. Okay. So I'm going to put this in this, I'm going to say it to you this way. So say you want to do a video. There's, one person, two people, four people, and stuff like that. How would you go about lighting the place? What would be the ideal lighting situation? Now, I know there's a lot of people on the internet that do videos, that write blogs, forums, they're on websites, and they're talking about lighting. So I'm just, someone who's just someone contributing to that topic. But see, I'm going to approach this a bit different than how everyone else approaches it. I'm going to approach it the way God would approach this. Okay? Alrighty. So the setup I have right now that you see, this setup, okay? I mean, you don't see the light setup. I mean, I just posted a video. It should be up soon about this setup that I have and stuff like that. And I'm giving this a go. I'm using my cell phone camera for now. Pretty soon, I'm actually going to do another live stream using my computer and my camera hanging from above. And we're going to see how well that works. As a matter of fact, this contraption here that I built, let me actually, oh God. Okay. This contraption that I built right here, that you see right here, okay, that has this little clamp. This is for my action camera. Let me actually get it. I have the action. As a matter of fact, I know how to make an overhead light. You see this light right here? I just turned it on. Oh, shit. Okay. Actually, no, I didn't turn it on. See this little light right here? I found my overhead light. Besides the one that I'm using. So the fan light that I'm actually using. So here's the thing. Okay. Man, I wasn't prepared today. Sorry, guys. Okay. So this setup that I have right here is utilizing two new lights that are softbox lights. Okay. I got a pack of two. I got them on Amazon. They were like, 61, 62, $60, 60 bucks, just to round it down or whatever. And they came with these remotes. Okay. So you get two lights, and you get two remotes, and two soft boxes and two tripods. That's exactly what you get. Okay. And stuff like that. Now, I have them positioned basically in front of me, kind of parallel. Okay. Now, this is how I'm testing it out right now. I watch a lot of Marcus Picks. I watch a lot of other YouTube channels that talk about lighting, that have, been in this game longer than I have. And I keep forgetting to look at the camera. I keep looking in the center of my phone. Should be looking at the camera. But they've been in it, they got their skin in the game longer than I have. And one of the things they do talk about is the position of the lighting. They talk about that a lot. And, they tell you experiment with it. Don't just look at one of our videos and then do what we do. Because maybe that didn't work, maybe what we did doesn't work for you. They always say, experiment, position it in a different way. See what effect it has on your face. As it sits right now, look at the effect it's giving me. And I'm keeping it at this color, I could basically change it to a different color. I kind of like this one. You want to see what it looks like when it's dimmed? Here's both of them dimmed down. Okay? So it's giving off a little bit of light. There's not too many shadows under my eyes, not too many bags, shadow bags, because if I were to turn them off, like let's say I do it now. Okay? I meant to turn them both off, but I can do one and one. You see how my eyes look like, there's like dark, bags underneath? That's because, I'm using this overhead light, and then there's a lamp right over this way. The light behind me is not on. I don't, that lamp over there, I could use it to shine some light. I could turn it on, pump it up. I could have a bunch of lights in this room. I could make this room as if it was daytime, okay? So basically, this is what you see without the lights, okay? And this is what you see with the lights dimmed on. Okay, let's turn them both on like that. All right. And stuff like that. And actually right in front of me is a mirror, so I can even look at myself in the mirror, which I'm doing right now. I'm not looking at the camera. And I can see what the effect is. You can see there's a little bit of glow just over here on this little painting right here, this picture. It's on the wall and stuff like that. So, play around with your lights. Don't just do what I do or do what someone else does. Okay? Okay. This is a yellow light. So both of them are yellow. This is what they look like. You can see the effect. Because there's this, well, I wouldn't say because of the overhead light, but in my room, the wall kind of looks yellowish, It's like this wall's not a white wall, but it's kind of like an eggshell. I mean, not eggshell, it's kind of like there's a little bit of cream color to this wall. It's not completely white, It's got a little tint of brown in it, like a mild, creamy, kind of like, I don't know what color to describe it as, like very light, very, yeah, just, it's got some color in it other than white. So the lights bouncing off the walls, yeah, it's making it, look like, it's got kind of this brownish, yellowish tint to it, okay? Kind of amethyst color a little bit, like a like a light amethyst, you know, stuff like that. So that's basically what these lights are making it look like. Now this is a completely like just white light. Okay, I don't know if this is what I had it on before. Yeah. So actually, this is the white light right here. The other one was kind of a bluish. It had a blue tint to it. Here's the brown one, and here's the whatchamacallit. Here's kind of the bluish whitish one. I personally like the natural one, which would be this one's got some yellow to it, but it's like a white. You know, this next one I chose, it's really got some. There's something to it that it's a mix between the bluish and the yellowish. Kind of makes it a whitish mix something. Okay. And I'm not going to have like two different ones on. I'm not going to have like two different colors on. I'm going to have the same colors on. So that I'm going to keep it on this one. Oh God, actually, if I show you a product, it's going to give like a. I want to get close to the camera. How are we looking? Let me look at this product. Looks good. All right, let's keep it on this. You know, this reminds me of like when I was a kid in the 90s and I used to go to the mall and there used to be like these stores for like men and women, you know, and they used to be like cool fashion stores and they used to have these cool lights, you know, that were like soft lights, but they had like these kind of colors. And it was very 90s oriented stuff, you know. This brings back memories. I mean, now everyone's into RGB lighting. What happened to the 90s where everyone was just either into like a green laser light, a blue laser light, you know, one type of light. Now everyone's just into like RGB lighting, you know. They want the purples. It's like rainbow is the new thing. I mean, you know what I mean? The gay thing, not what the rainbow actually stands for in the Bible. And gay means happy in the first place. It doesn't mean man and woman. We just tweaked it. Not me, but other humans out there have tweaked it, you know, for their own agenda. So basically, and I got this finger here that's. Okay. So basically, this is what it is. This might be too much lighting. Or I might just be really close. Like I can sit back, you know. But anyways, so I'm gonna do another live stream soon where I have this camera or maybe my cell phone. I have no clue. Nah, probably my action cam. Let me see, where is my action cam? Okay. So I just figured out something with this. Okay. All right. Now, the lighting I have right here is two lights coming at me. They're two softbox lights. Then I have a lamp, which is just over here in front of me, you know, on my left side. And then I have this, you know, fan light on top of me. So I have a bunch of lights in here. And the reason why I turned on the fan light is to get the effect of a top light on top of me. That's the effect I wanted. I don't have one of those softbox lights. I can get one. I'm going to just buy a single because I already have, you know, these two. Yeah, I could have bought it as a kit, but I can use a fan light. I mean, there's like 4 different bulbs inside, which is, you know, I should just have like all the same bulbs in there and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I didn't put those bulbs in there and stuff like that. So basically, this is the setup I have. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say a lot of things about this setup, whether it's positive or negative. And, actually, I hope you do. Because I need the input. Because I'm going to take all that input and register it, process it in my brain. And then I'll figure out what to do with it. I'll take bits and pieces of every little input you give and basically, oh wow, 15 minutes. And then basically I'll see what to do with it. But this is the setup I have. And I like it. It's like one of the cheapest setups ever. I actually could take this, what's it called? This cockpit I built, and I could set it up right in front of you, and then I could do like a kind of a desk type thing, and have like my like a different microphone, hooked up, clamp it to the desk, stuff like that. I mean, I could do all kinds of things, but for now, I just want to sit in this chair with my lapel microphone and just, do this. Stuff like that, So, this overhead light, the lamp light that I have, I just thought of another ingenious thing. To have and stuff like this. I just thought of another idea that's pretty cool. It's pretty rad. Oh, jeez. Okay. So you see this thing? See this? I built this all myself using all these pieces from my action camera accessories kit. And it comes with a little clamp. Okay? So what I have this for is I can put this on one of my ceiling fan blades, stick a pin like in the little crevice between my ceiling fan, like the blade part and the what's it called, and the whole circular thing, that it's mounted on. The blades are mounted on, because what will happen is if I stick this on here with, if I stick all this on here, my action camera and then this thing, basically it's going to start rotating around. So in order to keep it in one spot, I stick a pin through there. So it's my janky way of hanging a action camera, from my ceiling fan, so I could get a top view of the room, of if I was to do like a kind of a top-down type of video where you'd be looking at basically two people or one person, from the top view and stuff like that. So what I have here on the top is like a little ball head mount. You see this? See this thing right here? This is like a ball head mount. It swivels. And it's the kind that actually has this bottom portion swivel back and forth. Not like the other ones that came with it where that little part doesn't twist, and stuff like that. So let me actually put this ball head mount in place. Hang on. Right, let me stand it straight up. Bam. Look at that. Look at that. And if I wanted to, it could act as a little stabilizer for my, it's a shitty stabilizer because these actually, if they're not tight enough, they can come loose, and I don't want to do that. So I wouldn't really use this as a stabilizer. But I think this works. It's pretty cool. You know, I think I like it. So basically, I can have it clamped. You know, I can have it. Let's see here. How would I do this? Okay, so I would have it clamped just like this, and then my camera would be like this, except it wouldn't be upside down. I would have it right side up. And then, basically, I would take the ball head mount, and then see? Well, actually, that's. Oh, actually, no. That's the opposite. I actually have to put it backwards. So see? And then my camera would actually be showing whatever, my camera's like this, my camera would be pointing downward. So this is like a contraption I made. It's like a cool thing to show, the bottom and, the top portion. I mean, this is kind of a thing I made to where the camera actually does like a top-down, view of whatever, it's viewing, whether I do it outside or inside, and stuff like that. And what'll really come in handy is when I get a laptop. When I get a laptop, that will come in handy because I can take the laptop outside, connect it to the Wi-Fi, connect my OBS, connect my Mayonocaster, and set up the lights outside, and try something outside. That will be really cool and stuff like that. And then also when I get my not because I have this new power cord that I'll show you in a video. It's a power strip, and basically it's not just a power strip. It's also a recharging station. It comes with I can't remember, four USB charging ports to charge USB and USB-C. Oh yeah, and then it actually comes with an actual USB-C charging port. So it comes with the actual USB charging ports, and then it comes with a little USB-C to USB-C charging port, for those cell phones or those devices that use USB-C to USB-C. You know what I'm saying? So I got some innovative stuff. I'm tinkering around. I'm seeing what works. And stuff like that. Am I going to get a new action camera? No, I'm going to use this one for a while. Sure, my head action camera, I'll use it too. I'll try to angle it somewhere. I just thought of another idea. Except I don't want to make too many holes in the wall. But I thumbtack. Not thumbtack. Actually thumbtack. I could possibly hang a camera somewhere other than my ceiling fan. I could basically whatchamacallit? I could take a nail, I could take a little thumbtack, and then I can hang my camera somewhere on the ceiling and get like a really wide view, of this room or somewhere, outside of the house. I have so many ideas. It's not even funny. Like, hey, that means something's working in my brain, you know. Um, so yeah, this is just something I made using parts that I have. Will I get another? What's it called? Action camera kit. Will I get one where it comes with all these accessories? Action camera accessories kit. Sure, I'll get another one. That way I have extra accessories, more of these in case these break or whatever. More clamps, so that's always needed. Uh, can never go wrong, with all this stuff. I already have a bunch of swivel heads. I already have a bunch of these. Oh, and the swivel head is basically on top of one of these. Now these are really useful. The next thing I actually need to get is hot shoe mounts and cold shoe mounts, and stuff like that. That way I can connect lights and microphones and all this stuff. Because basically, if you're to look at this, okay, look at this, swivel head right here. I call this a swivel head because it swivels. It goes all the way around. But I know it's called a ball head and stuff. Look it has like a little thing on the bottom, a little square piece. If you look at it right there, that's basically because it's for this portion is for screwing, tightening and untightening, but this portion is because a little square piece is because it can go into cold shoes. No, wait, is it cold shoes or hot shoes? Basically, this is what you can do with it. You have something like this, okay, where it has like these, things, and then you basically unscrew this head, and then you basically slide it into there. And then that's not very... Okay, that's secure. Okay. Ah, jeez. All right, now it's in place. Look at that. And I can place 3 of them on this thing. One right here, okay? One right here, and of course this one in the middle, okay? And this also has a hole right there, okay? And a hole on the bottom, okay? And then 2 holes on the top. So this Ulanzi U-Rig Pro is really good. I got it at a very cheap price. When it came out, they don't... Oh, God. Oh, well, that's nice. Now this thing... Okay. Or I can just have this screw into something, this ball head, without having this bottom portion that you see here, which I'm actually trying to take off. There we go. I got it off. So see, this comes in 3 pieces. This comes in this little metal flat piece, okay, that you can put into the shoe, And it comes with this little circular thing, which you basically screw onto this, or screw this in the hole. And then here's your little ball head mount. All right. But yeah, so that's what you can do with this. This is really cool. Anyways, I was playing with that too much. So, why am I grabbing the... Oh, so let's talk chords. So I'm going to tell you right now that if you ever need chords, I would seriously recommend buying a pack of 5 and get preferably okay, you know what, let's talk setups for a bit, because I know that everyone on the internet talks setups, and they talk about what kind of setup, what's wrong, what's right. There's all kinds of videos. Everybody's talking about it. But you know how I'm going to approach this? Here's how I'm going to approach this. Okay? I'm going to approach this from what I've been doing and from how I started. So I can remember that as a child, one of my dad's friends had a camcorder. This was in the 90s. And even before we moved into the second house, no, because right after I was, okay. So let me see. I'm trying to think of this. Okay. So of course I was born. I lived in the first house. Then around 2 years old, we moved to another house. And before we moved into our second house, before I did, yeah, they took videos of me, my first birthday, all this other stuff, whoever had the video camera, and stuff like that, took a video of me, put it on VHS, and voila, So then, we moved into our second house. Basically, I remember that one of my dad's friends had a camcorder, and it was like a big size camcorder. one of the ones that you would like what you would see in the 90s, like one of the ones you would see in the 90s that was big, that took um, it took VHS tapes, I think. I think you could stick a VHS tape in there. Or if I'm not mistaken, it took like an actual like different kind of tape, but you could put it into like some type of uh, player, and then it would and then transfer it onto a VHS. I don't remember too much, and I don't remember what brand name it was. It's just probably Sanyo's, Panasonic, Sony. One of those brands out there that made camcorders in the 90s, and stuff like that. And we still have the VHS tapes. And I would do funny things and stuff. And the reason why I was doing that was because of America's Home Videos, and also a show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? With Drew. What was his name? Something Drew. And also Hollywood Squares, if any of you remember Hollywood Squares, where it was like a game of tic-tac-toe, and stuff like that. But you had actual like actors on Hollywood Squares. But America's Home Funny Videos was very popular back then. And also the other shows that were popular there was this one called Extreme Freaks or something. Like they had one where a woman could squirt milk out of her eye, like basically liquid out of her eye. There was a guy who could like take his eyelids and flip them all the way, to the other side. A woman could pop out her eyes, like literally pop them out of her sockets and then pop them back in. There was a guy who was like, he was very strong and he could do things with like his muscles that not too many people could. There was another guy who was immune to like electricity, like he'd shock himself in the head and all this with like high voltage. Like we're talking even touching like power lines are an electrical storm. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like it was just stuff like that, And so I thought it was cool. I was like, sweet, lights, camera, action. So basically, I did some videos of my own and stuff like that. My friend's dad was videotaping me. My dad's friend was videotaping me and stuff like that. There was no microphone, it was just the microphone that was just internally, in the, it was just, he didn't have a microphone hooked up to it, is what I mean to say. We were just using the microphone that was built into the camcorder, and you could attach a microphone to it. I mean, it had a headphone jack or a mic jack. It had that. There was zoom on the lens. It was the 1990s. Things were just, they were what they were, The quality was probably 240p, 480p or something, the quality of a VHS tape. And we're not talking about the high definition VHS or, what is it? Or the DVDs at the time. So I remember when I got my first camera, this was like a little tiny, iPod sized camera, like literally, like remember those, remember the iPods where they didn't have screens on them, but not the little square ones that you could clip onto your, belt, but the ones that were kind of tall and skinny that didn't have a screen on them. They came in like these light colors, like there was a light white, light blue, and I think, I can't remember the other one. My friend had one in high school. So basically, I had a little camera like that, and it had this one little, lens on it and stuff like that. And I remember basically using that in middle school. Now, a bunch of people didn't like the fact that I was using a camera in middle school, especially all the girls. They thought, oh, he's going to go in the locker room and start taking pictures of us. I was like, no. And yeah, of course, that came to my mind, but I'm not going to do that because, one, it's out of respect. Even though I am a male and, as a early teen, puberty hits, shit like that is gonna, come up. And look, let me tell you something real quick. None of you can tell me that when you hit like 14 years old, your mind wasn't thinking nasty things. None of you can't tell me that. We're all humans. It's just who we are, from nature, from God. So I thought those things, but I never really did anything with the camera. I was trying to take pictures of like just a group, picture, or just test out the camera, see what it could do. It came with this CD that you could put on Windows XP at the time, or Windows 90. What was it? Windows 98 or Windows 2000 or whatever, Windows XP, whatever, was there at the time. I think it was like Windows 2000 or XP or whatever. And so basically, with that, software, you could like do some edits with the picture. You could add stickers to it and stuff like that. Upload it to MySpace or whatever, Photo Bucket or whatever you were using at the time. And that camera was just a little USB camera, it just had a little port you stick it in your computer, and voila, upload your pictures. I think it had a memory card internally, so like they had its own memory. You didn't have to buy a memory card for it. I think you could take like, I don't remember how many photos, but you could take enough photos and stuff to have at least a good collection, a good photo album, and stuff like that. Let's see. What else could you do with that camera? Oh, so you stuck a I think a AAA battery in it to make it run. It wasn't rechargeable. Didn't have a rechargeable battery. Now you could stick a rechargeable battery in there, but it didn't have a rechargeable battery. I'm actually going to turn off this headlight. And I want to see what the effect is now. I've been talking for a while with this light on. So, basically, you could use it with one battery and stuff like that. A normal battery or a rechargeable one. But it didn't have like an actual rechargeable battery inside of it, and you plug it into the wall and then it recharges. No. Like an action camera does or a DSLR camera. No, it doesn't have that. You just buy one of those AAA batteries, you stick it in there, one, and there you go. And I think it had an on and off switch, and that was it. And it just had a little viewfinder. You put it on one of your eyes, end of story. It wasn't like, where's my DSLR now? Oh, it's over there. Well, it's the same as a DSLR. It's like this. It's the same as a DSLR. Like you basically have, that one viewfinder, and you put it like this. Except think of it as just a stick, for it's like the camera was basically like this. This was your camera. It was like a little stick thing, and then you just put it up like this, and then you look through the viewfinder and stuff like that, and that was it. So yeah, I mean, that was my first experience. After that, well, actually before that, I used to use my mom's film camera, which we still have. I'm sure you can buy film for it. I'm sure you can take it to CVS or Walmart or whoever does film, and still process that. Because I know there's people that have old film cameras, SLRs, and not DSLRs, and they still take great film photos. Do I have anything against film cameras? Nothing against them. Do I have anything against DSLRs? Nothing against them. I have one. Do I have anything against... oh, God, I can't even find the other camera. Do I have anything against, point and shoot cameras like the old one I have? Or the, oh, wait. No, I don't have anything against them. Do I have anything against cell phone cameras? Nothing at all. Not one bit. Why is that? Why don't I have anything against that? Because a camera is a camera at the end of the day. It's just to show an image. It's just capturing an image of whatever it's capturing, through all these little sensors and all this stuff. Video is just a bunch of pictures at a certain speed, and you're getting emotion. It's you see this? These are all like, minute pictures being taken to show, because have a lot of you've done time-lapse videos, okay? Now, what happens if you take a time-lapse video and then you make it really, really fast? Sorry, guys. Um, so basically, what happens if you take a time-lapse, photo, where basically, like, let's say a skateboarder who goes off a ramp, and then you do this, and you take a time-lapse photo. What happens if you speed that process up? It'll get smoother and smoother to where it just looks like this, looks like a video. That's basically what video is. Video is just, the same as photo, just at a certain speed, and this is what it looks like. Go research it. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. I'm just saying things off of what I remember. And I could be wrong. Hey, look, I'm not perfect. I'm not someone who's a know-it-all. Not me. Nope. No sir. Why is this chair all of a sudden moving? Look at this. Did you see that? Like, it just moves on its own. Look at. And it's still minutely moving. What a chair. So essentially, I remember when I was, messing around with like basic cameras my parents had around the house. When YouTube hit, I didn't think to do anything. I would just watch YouTube videos with my friends. At first. Then I kind of was like, hey, maybe I should do something with YouTube with my friends and see what's up, start a YouTube channel. But of course, then I moved again to a third house. Made new friends. I started a YouTube channel. Now I can't remember the name of that YouTube channel. It's Biohazard 91 or Biohazard Candy Kid 91 or something. I'll have to look it up, But essentially, well, as a matter of fact, do I have? Oh, I don't have it in here. I actually could go get my other phone, plug it in. You know what? Here, let me do this. I'll be back. Sorry. All right. See, it pays to have a cell phone if you're doing these type of videos, and then you can actually look up stuff. If you're not next to a computer. It also pays to have a laptop on hand and stuff like that. But I have a cell phone. I also have my tablet, but I'm not gonna grab my tablet. Um, I'll just use the cell phone here. So I'll wait until it loads. I know a tablet would be a bigger screen and stuff. Um, I could use my tablet. Actually, yeah, I could use my tablet as a. Yeah. Hmm. All I need to do is just plug in my microphone, have a big old screen, except the front camera, I think, is like a little bit lower than this one that I'm using right now on this phone. All right. Ooh. And this is what I meant. Luckily, I have. Oh. I need it. Okay. I know you can't. I know you can't see me right now, but you can hear me. I'm plugging in my cord for the cell phone, which is the USB mini. Yes, I know. Oh, that's what I was watching? This phone is at 3%. And you put speaker boost on this phone. And it's slow. I mean, it's not slow, it's just. But I'm going to use it to see if I'm live. I mean, I know I'm live. It says it right here. It's going. It's just, come on. Freaking speaker boost. Used to be the best app ever because it had no ads and it would just boost up your, phone. Wow, it went down to 1% that fast? What the hell? How is speaker boost not working? What a joke. Whatever. Huh. As you look at that. Hmm. 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 All right. So let's see. Hmm. All right. All right. Alrighty. So we're back on. Mm. Let me turn down the volume on my other phone. And let me actually close it. Or should I keep it open? What the hell? You know what's weird? Is I can chat on my phone here. Like if I were to see, let's see here. I have live chat on. There you go. Alrighty, sweet. It just popped up. Like, yeah. It's gonna be sweet. Actually, you know what? Okay. I'm just looking at my already. So I'm just having some fun. So what else could we talk about here? Is there anything else we could talk about? Yeah. So I can remember that I started meddling around with YouTube a little bit. I started meddling around with cameras. As a matter of fact, if I can find the camera here, that would be super nice. Okay. Now this camera still works. I just need to get a new battery for it. It's a Kodak EasyShare DX7 440, and it has a zoom button, but I think it's like a 5 times zoom. It's not really, it's not much, but it's a normal zoom of a point and shoot camera. It takes pictures, it takes video, and the video is dependent, of course, on how long, on how big your storage is. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this storage capacity can only go up to like 8 megabytes, or like, like, because now we use gigabytes, right? So like, for instance, in my DSLR, which I can actually show you. Let's see what yeah, so I have a 256 gigabyte one, and then the one that's actually in it right now, and this little cord right here, in this little SD adapter, it's 128 gigabytes. Okay, the Kodak camera that I was just showing you. Okay, I think it only can go up to like 100. No, sorry. I think it can only go up to like maybe 4 gigabytes, maximum. I don't even know. This was back when like megabytes were a thing. So maybe I can get like 128 megabytes on this thing, max. I don't know. I have some old cards that are like megabyte cards or 1 gig, 2 gigs. I think this maybe goes up to 1 gig or 2 gigs. I can't remember the storage capacity I can put it up to. But it has autofocus. It has, camera mode. It has like all your like other modes that a DSLR would have. It has your PSAM. Um, this one. Well, this one also has SCN. Well, just like my DSLR here, and stuff like that. Like here, I'll even show you. Let's see if I can get it to focus in on all the modes it has. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Like to a certain point, my camera doesn't want to focus in, but you see that? It has all those modes right there. So, and then it has like a share button. Because I think this had like not a Wi-Fi feature, but like a feature where if someone had the same camera as you, or the Kodak lineup, you could attach two cameras together and I guess share like photos with them, like send your photos off of this camera, off of your memory card into theirs, and then they can put it on their computer. That way, in case you didn't have email, in case you were just right next to each other and just happened to be there at the same time, and they had the same camera or some other camera that had a share button. I can't recall. There's like this little eye icon / screen looking thing next to like this button in the back. I don't know. But like then there's a delete button, a menu button, review. Then there's all like these buttons on top of here. You know, for like your flash settings, what time it like your settings of like nighttime, daytime. Does this take great nighttime photos? No. I mean, unless you're indoors in a well lit place at nighttime, like a party or a dinner or I don't know, a nightclub or stuff like that. I mean, but actual night photos, I mean, no, it's not going to do a great job like my cell phone here, which takes great night photos. My old cell phone doesn't have a night mode, but at nighttime, they were okay. But this new cell phone I'm using has night mode and it works great. Okay, I just press night mode and voila. Yeah, I added this little thing to it. It's not for holding the camera. It's just because it's on a string that's not very, it's just very flimsy. But I just added it on here so that way, hey, look, it's my own camera. I know what my camera looks like. If I ever lose my camera, hey, I can find it. It takes one battery. It also has this little docking port at the bottom. And of course the little screw hole so I can attach it to any tripod and stuff to get steady shots. I could actually use this with my gimbal stabilizer, my genuine Crane M2. You can't attach any microphones to this. I don't think you can even via like USB. Like it basically has these ports over here, like this, for basically these type of devices you would hook up to it, and these type of cords. It has the old USB thing right here, this first one right here, and it has a little head jack. Maybe that is for the microphones. I think it's like some of those DSLRs that are in the 200 to like. Like, you know those cheap DSLRs where in order to attach a microphone to it, you first have to connect a cable to the um, the DSLR and then you attach the microphone to the cable. I think that's what this is. So I think it does support external microphones. It's just not right off the bat. You have to buy a separate cable for it, which I don't like that. Okay, look, I get that action cameras, like because they don't have a headphone jack, uh, and who God knows why. I mean, they should. Like action cameras should just have a headphone jack, and a mic jack, just a regular, 3.5 millimeter mic jack. They should have it right off the bat, and because they do have some space. Like, see this action camera. Okay, let me take it out. So this action camera, it has space for like a microphone jack, like right up top of here. It even has space for one, like right on the side of here, if they could put one. And maybe put these buttons like somewhere on the top, you know? Like, see, if I was a manufacturer of these things, this side would be button free and there would just be a headphone jack. And then you would have your HDMI and USB mini or USB C, outputs. And on top of here, you would have your on and your OK button, and then these two buttons would be on top. Uh, you know, of course, this has a microphone built in. The microphone is right here on the side, on the top. I don't know if you can see that real well. See that little indent on the top right there? Just right there. Okay. Oh no, there's also this. I think the microphone's here actually. But see, they could add basically a headphone jack to this, and it would make things a lot better, and stuff like that. But what they decided to do was they decided to basically make it to where the microphone gets plugged in via a USB. Now, is that very convenient? That's not convenient at all. That's not that convenient. Because it's like, one, you're using the part that you're, because first of all, you're plugging in the microphone to, this portion where you would plug it into charging. And what if you're using your action camera in your room and you need it constantly on and you don't want to have to constantly swap batteries? Or you're using it for live streaming, like through your computer, but you don't want to have the microphone connect to your computer. Then what? You see what I'm getting at? And now with the whole thing about having touch screens, it removes the use of all these buttons. All you would need is just a on and off button. All you would need is just an on and off button, and the little OK button to select something.
Hollywood.
Adesso quando vado a, come si chiama? La laurea, porto questi qua e mi insegna come si usa questi qua, perché voleva insegnarmi.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Come fare...
Stai spendendo tutti i tuoi soldi in equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Vabbè, poi vediamo cosa succede.
E domani quando viene quello là faccio le foto con tutti.
Ora chi?
Jasmine.
Ah, okay.
Giù da basso facciamo le foto e vediamo
come...
come...
telefonato, hai parlato?
Sì, non ho risposto, dato che era via. Magari Monday.
Guarda che chiudo il coso, io vado a dormire.
Ok.
Non fare niente con internet.
Ok.
Ma non abbiamo più di
Alrighty, guys. So... So they they essentially you know they the way they build these things, it's just people don't think about it. Like, I mean, I would at least have a headphone jack on a little action cam. I know they have microphones built in. Are they that great? Yes and no. I know that you can buy wireless mic setups for like some of the higher end action cameras, and stuff like that. Um, and so but really, I mean, like even the cheaper ones, I think we're going to get to the point where there's going to be an action camera that has that's a little bit bigger than this one, that doesn't have like a 2-inch screen or 2.5-inch screen. I think it'll be an action camera with like at least maybe, I don't know, a 3-inch screen, 3.5 inch, or 4-inch screen, like not the size of this cell phone, but like maybe, let's see, how big is this? Oh, that's pretty big. Yeah, maybe it'll have a screen, a little bit smaller than this one. The action camera will be a little more compact, but it'll have like a headphone jack. I'm sure there's some company out there that's going to do that. Because here's the thing with people, uh, you know, and camera equipment today. So I don't have all kinds of cameras. I have what I have, but I can kind of give you a perspective. I can kind of show you basically what I'm talking about with what I have. So in today's world, what we have is we have action cameras, which are like your smallest cameras. And I'm not talking about, because I know there's cameras smaller than this one, but I'm not talking about those. Like, I'm not talking about the cameras that are really minute and small, that even go right here, pinned to your shirt, like what the FBI uses, or secret agents, or mercenaries. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just your basic small camera like this that you can buy, off Amazon or Best, or off of Amazon or at a Best Buy store, Target, whatever. Basically your GoPros, your action cameras.
Guarda che tu oggi non hai preso le vitamine, scelto di tutto. È tutto pieno il baratto. L'ho messo davanti al naso. Stai focus quando fai colazione. C'è il baratto, lo lasci lì. 2. Pieno un po'. Domani mattina vediamo.
So, there's no battery. So basically, you have like these small cameras. Then you have basically like something like your point and shoot camera that's like.
Tieni la voce bassa perché si sente fino dentro la camera. Tieni bassa.
Then you have something that's like basically your like point and shoot camera that's like this, or it can be. Let's see, where's my other one? Or it could basically be this size, of a point and shoot camera. So you have like, these two point and shoot cameras, very different. Even in years. This one I believe came out at around 2010. This is a Canon. It's a 16 megapixel with 5x optical zoom. This one still works. It has one battery, I think. And it takes up to like, I think 16 gigabytes, but this one has a 4 gigabyte storage card in there, SDHC. And it actually has the fat one. It doesn't have the one where it's the mini SD card that you stick into the fat one. So then from there you go into like this. You go into like DSLRs, you know, whether they have a flip out screen or not, you know, and stuff like that. Or they have a fixed screen that just looks like that. Um, and then you have your camcorders. Those can range anywhere, you know, in size from like this, like this, like this, you know, pretty big. And then you have, of course, your movie studio cameras that you see in Hollywood. Um, and then there's even much more bigger cameras than that. I mean, look at the TV cameras that are used in TV reporting in the newsroom. I mean, those things are massive. You see, there is a fundamental issue. You see, the fundamental issue here is that there isn't a camera that is a one size for all. And see where this extends from is the action camera was meant to be more of a personal camera attached to you to showcase what you are doing. For instance, if you're on a bicycle, you stick this on the front of your bicycle and it shows you biking. It's a video of you biking, cycling on the road, cycling on the trails. Okay, your DSLRs or SLRs, they were photo cameras. They were originally photo cameras. They had no video capability before, and they added the video capability when they became DSLRs and stuff like that. Okay, and so the thing is different cameras serve different purposes. That's why we have different cameras. You know, that's why this world has created different cameras. It's not like, you know, we just came up with all these different cameras because one day we woke up and said, I just want this for no reason. I mean, no, there's a reason for it, you know. So, and your cell phone cameras, well, you see, a lot of people think that a lot of people think that your cell phone camera is like the end all be all because of the size of the cell phone. It's, you know, it's not big and clunky like a DSLR, and it's not small, you know, and compact like an action camera, you know, and stuff like that. You know, and it's not the size of, you know, a point and shoot camera, you know, and stuff like that. It's slim. It's got the form factor. You can actually, you know, put it into, you know, all types of things to stabilize it. I mean, they have gimbals for it. They, you know, you can even just hold it in one of these cases. Just go like this and then just hold it, you know. I mean, people think the cell phone is the end all be all. And then, like, you can edit right on your cell phone on the go. I mean, you can upload right on the go. Yeah. But you can do live streaming on the go like I'm doing now. I'm not on the go. I'm in my room. But I'm just showcasing what you can do with a cell phone, you know, and some lights and stuff like that. Do I recommend it? Well, you see, a lot of people do this. A lot of people take DSLRs and they take the video capability and use it. And they have lights attached to it. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to start doing that, you know, soon. You see, here's the other thing. With DSLRs, in order to actually start filming, you better have a button that actually acts as the stop and record button. Because on your cell phone, there's a bunch of them that you can buy for your cell phone. There's just these little buttons, and they just work. They just happen to work. And so, you know, there are these little key fob things. You press it to stop and start. You record, and then you press it to take a photo, and that's great. But with DSLRs, it's a bit more complicated. I'm sure the new DSLRs, they have their own remotes, or they have remotes that you can buy for them that are third-party remotes that work with them. But like this Nikon D5600, the only remote that I can get for it is this old uh, remote that's only acts as a shutter button on my camera. You know, it doesn't act as a stop and record button. So if I'm going to shoot a video, I would either have to have someone behind the camera and pressing, you know, the record button, or I would have to go up to my camera, you know, press the record button, and then come back to the chair or wherever. You get what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that totally. It's you know, totally A-okay. Oh shit. Okay. I wonder. Oh. Oh, that's cool. So as I'm live, oh, I can walk around with this thing. Okay. You know, I thought it was a fixed camera. I thought that you, as you were live on your cell phone or tablet, you know, whatever you're using, you know, that's a smart device. I thought you couldn't really flip the camera around and then showcase, you know, a couple things. Okay, that's convenient. So, um, hmm. So there is an issue here. People are trying to find the perfect camera for them to use. Well, and a lot of people say the perfect camera is the one you have. And a lot of people will say nowadays, oh, what's a cell phone? Because we all have one. Like they'll even go even further, you know, than just, oh, it's whatever camera's on board. No, they'll even take it a step further by saying, well, it's your cell phone. Because it has a front and rear camera. Everyone has one. They use it for calling, internet, whatever they use it for, and it works. Here's what I'm going to tell you. A cell phone will never, ever be a DSLR, an action camera, a camcorder, a point and shoot camera, an SLR, a movie camera, a you know, a TV studio camera, a newsroom camera, whatever type of camera. It'll always be a cell phone camera. Yeah, I said a camera is a camera. I said that before. But what I mean by that is that all cameras do what they're supposed to do. Take video and take photos. End of story. But the cell phone will never be this. It'll never take its place. What? The guy who is a famous filmmaker made a movie only using an iPhone 12, 13? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Only an iPhone and a gimbal. And then there was that other movie that was made. There's some black girl in it, and it was made only using an iPhone. And why only using iPhones? Why not like Android phones? What's wrong with Android phones? I mean, you get my point. Like I really don't care. I just want to put that out there for those of you who, you know, might have that question. I mean, I do have that question too, but to a certain degree. So, uh, personally, like DSLRs are where it's at, and not the mirrorless ones. That's new technology that hasn't been out for 30 years. I think it's a scam because these still work. There's people that have DSLRs that are like 5 years old, 10 years old, and they're still taking great photos with it, and it's the only camera they need. You know, like I don't know how to stress this like enough, but point and shoot cameras, like even this old one, you can get great photos out of it. Think of this. There's a whole community. I'll say this. Okay. Let me say it this way. There are people who are younger than me because I'm a kid of the 90s. Okay, I'm in my 30s. There's people who are younger than me, and they have a fond of old cameras. Okay, there's people younger than me who have a fond of old cameras, and they like taking videos and photos with old point and shoot cameras like this one. They buy them used, or they get their parents' old one. They buy new batteries for it. They get them running, get some new memory cards for them, and lights, camera, action. But here's something you can do. Okay, think of this. These cameras are great. They take great photos and great video. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? It's not the resolution and the quality of this camera or the camera that's on my cell phone, the new Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 basic model, or my old Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 basic model. Sure, they take 480, p. They at like 30 frames per second. Or maybe two something. They have, like I said, maybe 16 megapixel, maybe 8 megapixel, lens, sensor, whatever. So the thing is with all of this like AI technology that we have, or with all of this like new software that we have that's not AI, you can make the image a lot better. I'm going to show you on my phone one of these days what you can do with like a blurry image. There's like all these images where you can literally take a blurry image and make it look fresh and clean. And you can clean it up pretty well. So if you have one of these old cameras laying around, or if you just bought one, used or whatever, or you just even bought like maybe some new camera, but it's like a point and shoot camera, and it like has the same quality as like a camera from back in the day. It's just a new camera that came out this year. You can doctor up those images. I mean, on your phone, you can get this app. It's called Snapseed. It's from Google, and you can use it to edit your photos and stuff. On your computer, you can do the same thing. And I'm talking about for those who use a tablet and a cell phone. On your computer, you can use GIMP. And I don't know why people don't use GIMP. It's a free open source software. Why are you still paying in 2023 for software when there's free open source software? Why? Can you explain that to me? A lot of you are using Unity and all these other engines to make video games when you could be using Godot engine, which is totally free. You could use Tiled, which is totally free and open source. You could use Pixel-O-Rama to draw your video games, which is totally open source and free. We have free open source software, and you guys don't want to use it. And it's not shitty software. Godot is not shitty by any means. I have a buddy who uses it. I'm creating a video game with him. It's a very awesome program. I don't know why you guys don't use it. So use GIMP. It's free. If you guys have an old Windows XP, Windows 7 machine, Windows 8, 8.1, whatever, and you have Microsoft Paint, it's free. It comes free with Windows. Use that if you don't want to use Pixelorama. If not, go get Pixelorama, which is solely dedicated to people who like pixelated art, drawing pixelated art, making pixelated video games like Super Nintendo, NES, Game Boy Color. I mean, seriously, Game Boy Advance, Commodore 64, Amiga, all that stuff. I mean, there are things out there that are free and that are free and open source that can help you, that will help you. You don't have to pay for them, and that make things easier and your life a lot better. I mean, I use GIMP, I use Pixelorama, I use OBS. I don't know why people are using some other type of capturing software or capturing device. I mean, if you're on like a cell phone, if you're on some type of device, if you're using some type of device where you can't install OBS on it and you need a capture card, okay, I totally understand that. But if you're on a device where you can put OBS onto it, you can install it on there, download it and install it, why are you using something that costs money? Because what? Because of a whole host of features? OBS has those same features. What? Because that can jerk off your penis? OBS can do the same thing too. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there's a lot of free open source stuff out there. There's a lot of free stuff out there. I mean, like, even people just give away stuff. Like, for instance, if someone's giving away a set of lights that they don't want anymore, why would you go buy them? If you know about it. Of course, if you're just at home and, hey, I want some, lights for YouTube or whatever, and, and, you're not, and you don't know of anyone who's getting rid of lights, and stuff like that. I mean, getting rid of them for free. Then you go, look for something to buy, whether it's used or new. Because I'm sure, on these used marketplaces, online or offline or yard sales or whatever, I'm sure there's people giving away stuff. Do I recommend used? Yeah, I mean, shoot, the tripod that I have now, that this cell phone's standing on, I got it used. Guess where I got it from? The same place I got this tripod from. I still have my dad's old tripod. That's a used one. That one's very old. I mean, probably these are very old too. I don't know. But this is another tripod that I got for free. Let's see. Oh, God. What the hell's going on with this? Oh, okay. Oh, this one's made in USA. Felbon, midi, mid-eye. I mean, I don't know who would throw away I don't understand why people would throw away a made in USA I mean, look at that. It works just perfectly. You know? And that's just because I have the thing all the way untightened. But this thing works perfectly. I don't know why people throw it away. It's damn shame. You know, finders keepers losers weepers. I mean, shoot, I'll be using this for something. You know, I don't think I could put like lights on here or anything, except maybe for an extra light for something else. You know. Let's see. Oh, no. Nope. That's gonna be like that for a while. Or whatever it is. Yeah. So like stuff like this, like you basically find stuff like this, you know, everywhere. But guess where I got these two tripods from? Guess. Anyone guess? And I even got a flight stick from there just recently. Even though I already have a flight stick setup, I don't know. It was a cheap one. They still sell it on Amazon. It's a Logitech flight stick that they've been selling since 2013 or something. 2000, yeah, something like that. 2010, 2012. I don't know. But basically, I got it at a recycling center. I got all these products at a recycling center. Can you believe it? Now all I need to do to this one is clean it up a bit, which I don't think I did. And if I did, it doesn't look clean at all. But I'm gonna you know, remove some rust here. I mean, this thing works. Oh, I can't tell you. It just works. See, the leg pieces can come off. You know. I mean, look at that. And they actually stay in place. Well, to a certain degree. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Man, that's not very secure. But, I don't know. I guess... Yeah, it's secure enough. As long as I'm putting... Yeah, it's a well-made one for, you know. I mean, it's all metal. Now they have like carbon fiber and shit like that. And, you know, who knows if they'll last. So this thing works. I can't complain about it. Oh, wow. Are you kidding? So, I just found something there's a screw at the bottom of this tripod where I just figured this out. There's a screw at the bottom. I could literally screw on a camera to the bottom of this. Have the legs extended. I literally can. I can even screw on. So think about this. Oh God. Okay. The things you find okay. Now I want you to look at this. Look at this. I can have this camera go up. And think of this. Voila. You take one of these little ball heads, okay? You screw it onto the bottom. And then you screw your camera onto the bottom. Now think of this. Oh, and let's put it, because look what you can do. You can have it be like this. Look at this. On the bottom. Now think of this. Okay? I want you to bear with me. Let this go. Let's secure this into place. All right. Now imagine having the camera on the bottom like this. Imagine that. And then you're holding it and you're tracking someone from below, like this. And you're doing like a foot shot. And you're holding it with this thing. And there's like a grip here. If this had a grip here, on the back. Imagine that. I mean, that's an ingenious idea. Or even have it this way. So now you're holding it like this, but it's showing, the bottom. It's like that. You know what I mean? Or you hold it like this, on your shoulder. And you're getting this kind of shot. And you have it on your shoulder like this. Let's see, is it upside down? No, it's not even upside down. Look at that. Look at that. And then you just hold it with two hands and you move like this. Think about this. Think about it. I want everyone to think about this. See, you got to come up with innovative ways, for things. You can't just no. I mean, that's why I bought these ball heads for. That's why I bought them. Now I want to see something. I want to see if I can utilize this ball head, with this little ring on the thing. Let's see. No, not at all. Not a chance. All right. Oh, there goes that thing. So basically, there's a lot of ways to innovate, on the stuff that you have. Just use the stuff that you have already. You don't need to go buy, a whole host of other things. I mean, if there's things you don't have, like for instance, okay, I know a lot of people will say this. Well, if you already have a camera, you don't need anything else. Like if you already have a cell phone, or you already have a DSLR camera, and a computer, you don't need anything else. And why is that? Because the camera has a built-in microphone. The camera, takes photos and videos. You have a computer, you just upload it to whatever site you're uploading it to, whatever you're uploading it to, or sending it via email. Your cell phone already has a microphone built in, it has the cameras built in, and then you just upload it to whatever you're uploading it to and stuff like that, you know? And a lot of people will say that. It'll be like, you don't need anything else because you already live in a house, it has lights. What else do you need? You don't need a microphone, you don't need lights, you don't need anything. Yeah, I could have just not even had a computer and no DSLR and no action camera. I could have just used a cell phone, set it on a desk. Actually, I could have just set it on the ground and leaned it against the wall and just basically, you know, turn on the live stream feature and that's it. Or just, record video on my cell phone, save it to these memory cards, and then upload them to YouTube this way. I could have just done that. And then just taken photos of my cell phone, edit them on my cell phone, and then have stored it. Why do I need a computer for? Why do I need a DSLR for? Why do I need these extra lights for? I could just turn on the lights, up in my room. I could just open the window. I could just use the internal microphone instead of getting an external one. Why do I need to go buy lights for? Why did people invent lights for? Huh? Come on now. Why do people invent lights? Why did people, invent He's even wrong, right? Why? Why do we invent lights for? Why do we invent external microphones for? Why? Just because? No, that's not the reason why. We invented them because they have their uses. You see, in the early days of photography, they were even using lights then to get better pictures, to get different shadows, to get, the different effects that they wanted with lights. They had HD photos back then in the 1800s. All this stuff they talk about lithograph, and all this other type of photos they did in the 1800s is bullcrap. That's all mainstream crap. They basically had the technology we have today in the 1800s. They're just not going to tell you that. They try to make it like the 1800s was a primitive, type of era, decade, whatever. 1800s was not primitive at all. And stuff like that. So we have all these things to help us, to make us let's see here. I mean, it doesn't make us better. No, I mean, okay, let me say to you this way. We invented these things to improve on what we're trying to do. For instance, okay, we take videos with cameras. We take photos with cameras. Why do we use lights? Why? What does it improve? And we're not talking about what it doesn't improve. We're not talking about the side effects of it, the negative aspects of it. Because, of course, there are negative aspects to using lights. Here, okay. So these lights that I have right in front of me, I position them so that way they're facing me. They're not off to the side of me. They're not above me. They are facing me. And actually, I didn't raise the what's it called? The light stands. I didn't raise them at all. These lights are at the height that the stands came in the package. I didn't adjust the stands at all. Now, of course, there's two of them on me. So, of course, it's a lot of light versus one light, Now you can tell the difference of, like if I were to go this way, this casts a dark shadow on me because there's, one light. And you can tell the difference also. It's a little bit, darker over here. And then you come over here and the same thing, off to my left side. But why did we invent these lights? Why? Is there a reason for it? Yeah. I mean, you see what I'm doing with them? Like I'm illuminating it. Things are looking better than if I were just to, geez, what the? Now if I point this in the middle, it doesn't do anything. Okay, you see how there's a little bit of light on them? Now let me turn them both off. Okay, now there's no light on them. I mean, you see how there was no. You see how there's no light on me now? And now that they're dim, there's just a little bit of light. And then if I do this, there's like a lot of light on me. That's what I want it set at right now. As we're testing this out. I want you guys to see, in a full lengthy live stream of what this looks like. I don't want you just to, just have like a 30-second, little short of, hey, look at these lights and look what they do. And these are the three colors, yellow, blue, and white. Warm, cool, and hot. You know what I'm saying? So these lights enhance, my face. They enhance all this stuff. Marcus Pix does a great job at explaining what lights actually do. He does an excellent job at it. Go watch his videos on lights, diffusers, soft boxes, lights without, the diffuser, lights with a beauty dish. I mean, he does a great job at it. I mean, okay, so I can use this light. This light right here. Okay. I could use it if I wanted to. This USB, rechargeable AAA battery light. I could buy a bunch of these and hook them up and use them if I wanted to. Easy peasy. That's what I used to do. I used to use lights like that. I have another one over here. Okay? There's nothing wrong with, using these type of lights. This one, just like the other one, can also go from hot to cold to medium, except you don't change the front lens. This one, you actually change the front lens to this color or this color. See? This separately comes off. See? Now it separately came off. And now this separately came off. Here's the front. Here's the rear. And look, I just put this on the front now. Now you got that kind of light. Kind of a yellowish light. Okay? but I don't use yellowish light. And that's like a real yellowish. Like here, let me actually show you. Like look at that. See the difference? Bam. And they're magnetic, so they stay on. This one, can't take it off. And you know, all this is possible because of LEDs. That's why. This is all possible because of LEDs. It's not that it's possible because of anything else, but because of LEDs. Because LEDs are small, so compact, we can, you know, put a bunch of them together to get one big light, you know, or just take one LED and make it big and get the same effect. See, is this one even? Oh, see, and here's this light. Now I have to turn it off. Okay, because it's not charged yet. And this is a USB Mini, by the way. This one's USB-C. This one, I mean, yeah. And the other one is USB Mini. And it also takes up 4 AAA batteries, which is really nice. So if your battery pack runs out, you just basically attach 4 AAA batteries to it, and you can still continue on using the light, you know. Or you just keep it plugged in if you're going to use it at home. Oh boy. So, personally, you know, look, we have these things, they're here to be used. Use them. Don't just be the person who just grabs a cell phone and just puts it on the floor and calls it a day and then starts live streaming or taking a video. And you don't stand it up, you know, right with a tripod, a desk tripod, a gimbal. You don't have lights. You just use the light that's in your room or open the window. I mean, yeah, okay, look. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. That is the cheapest. That is a free setup, basically. Free. Especially if you didn't pay for your own cell phone, if you didn't buy one. That's totally as free as it gets. Because one, just to connect to the internet is your internet bill. If you're not paying for the internet bill, well, then you got a totally free setup. You got like the most free you could get because you didn't buy the cell phone. You didn't buy the house. You just use the window as your lighting. You just set it on the floor to, you know, keep it stable. You just upload it to YouTube for free because it's just free upload, and you're not paying for the internet bill, so free again. You didn't, you know, stuff like that. There you go. You didn't buy a microphone. You're using the in-house microphone, you know, the microphone that's built into the cell phone. I mean, that's totally fine. I don't have any objection to that. But don't come and try to tell the rest of us, why don't you all do it that way? We all have cell phones. We don't need lights. We don't need, you know, gimbals. We don't need all this stuff. Plus, you want to walk around holding in your 2 hands, bro. Just take your cell phone, hold it in your 2 hands. There you go, bro. Okay, let's all do that then. Let's all not use gimbals. Let's not use all this stuff. But you'll see the quality. Oh, but you can learn the walk, man. If you learn the steady walk, that's, you know, there you go. Really, bro? Shut the fuck up, you fucking retard. So we don't need music instruments because we have ourselves to make instruments. Boom, 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 boom. We can beatbox instruments. We don't need a guitar because we can beatbox that. Like a wow, 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 wow. I mean, I can't do it too well, but you get what I'm saying? So we don't need forks and spoons to eat because we can just use our hands. Just, you know, every type of food out there, just take that pasta. We don't need to drive cars because we can walk. We built these things to improve our lives. Some things don't improve our lives. We built these things out of necessity. When the population, started to grow, and I'm not talking about the Industrial Revolution, but I'm talking about Adam and Eve, then their kids, their kids, their kids. What happened? We needed forms of transportation. What was the first thing? We got on a horse. So we weren't walking, we were sitting on a horse. The horse was doing the walking or running or trotting. We built ships to go across the water instead of swimming across. Yeah, okay. Why don't you go out there and swim across the Pacific Ocean from New York to London? Why don't you do that? See how far you get. You'll go from the beach to the edge of the water at the beach, and then you'll go right back on the beach. That's as far as you'll get. Oh, there's people that swam across the ocean. There's people that have swam across water, but not like across from California, San Francisco to Tokyo, Japan, across the Pacific. No one's done that. Give me a fucking break. Nobody's done that. I'm gonna be back. Gotta get some water. these lights make a difference. What's up, guys? I'm back. So I had to get some orange juice. Oh, jeez. Alrighty. Yes, sir. We're back in biz. Orange juice, tea, like juice, you know, from oranges, uh, and tea. And, you know, water, very healthy for you. I know some people say tea is not healthy for you because it has, like juice that comes from your fruits and vegetables, like fruit juice, vegetable juice, like has been sucked up out of the ground when it rains or when the sprinklers come on or whatever, and and it gets into, you know, the fruit or the vegetables, and and whatever's in the vegetables, whatever else is sucked up, you know, is in that water, all the minerals, all the healthy stuff, and even all the negative stuff, pollution, the bad stuff that has been here on this planet forever. Okay. Before modern times, before the 1960s, in the year 500, there was still pollutants around here. Let's talk cars a bit. Let's get into it. So none of you know this, except for, you know, my friends who watch this YouTube channel, you know, stuff like that. But like, maybe a lot of you who subscribe to my channel don't know this, but I'm a big automotive enthusiast. I'm a big automotive person. It runs in my family. On my mom's side of the family, there's a few people who, you know, well, my grandpa was a mechanic. One of my uncles, mechanic at birth. Like, he just had it in him. He was just born a mechanic. You know, a couple of my cousins and other uncles, they can fix cars, you know, better than I can. And stuff like that. And so I love cars. I'm big into it. But lately I've been kind of less into it. You know why? Because of what they're doing to the automotive industry, and not just the automotive industry, but the industry that we have created since at least China had its first dynasty. You see, there's no such thing as finite fossil fuels. This notion that things are not infinite is, this thing where, oh, things are not infinite, things are finite. No, that's bullcrap. You see, they knew that they could make internal combustion engines forever. Just like they know that they can create hydrogen powered cars forever. Like they can make cars that run off of water forever. There's water particles in the atmosphere. Sometimes they get dense, they fall as rain. Sometimes they're light, nothing happens. And it's a clear sunny day. But they're still there, floating in the air. Just very few of them. What do you think a cloud is? I mean, so the thing is they want everything to be electric. But there's a reason for this. And everybody on the internet, everybody outside in this world doesn't say one thing. Our body is electric. We have electricity naturally in our body. That's why during a thunderstorm, if you were to stand in a swimming pool in a puddle of water, you don't have to be naked, with feet and the rest covered, you will get shocked because you have electricity running through your body. Because water and electricity don't mix. Why do you think sometimes when you touch something, you feel a shock? Have you ever questioned yourself? How come when you rub something on your head and then you put it under and then you hold it next to a running faucet, the faucet moves this way? You take a balloon, you rub it, and then you put it against the faucet like this, okay. You take a balloon, right? Rub it against your head or whatever you take. You put it against the faucet as it's running. What do you think is going to happen? The water's going to move this way. Water and electricity. You've generated electricity from your body to that balloon. Static electricity. We are electric. So why are they creating these electric cars? Why are we going onto an electrical grid? Because they know that humans are electrical. And they know that all this technology they're creating for this new world order, for the fourth industrial revolution, they know that it's going to react with our electrical body. How come they have all these nanotechnologies out that they can put in your skin using needles? How come? Because you think they're going to run off of the batteries? You think those little nanites, those little bugs are going to run off the batteries? You see, everybody looks at the dark side of things, and that's great because there is a dark side to it. But people do not actually think, why are they creating this stuff? I want to put this out here, okay? There's a lot of you that you complain about something without thinking, why is it here in the first place? Why did humanity invent it? Or you complain about it by only thinking of, or you make a complaint about it because you're only thinking, because you only thought of the dark aspects of it, the negative aspects of it, but you never thought of the light side, of the reasons, of the good reasons why it's here. So I want to put this out here, okay? Everybody on the planet is being negative, is complaining about this negativity, this evil stuff that's being propagated, that we have created, without thinking, but what is the good? What good is coming out of this? So these nanites, these nanoparticles, this stuff they want to put in our body. Why are they putting it in our body? Okay, well, that's a question we already asked. That's a question, we already answered. But see, not fully, because you didn't think of this. We're electric. How do you think the machine is going to run? You think the machine is going to, you think these little machines are going to run off of these, batteries like this? No, or a little tiny circular battery? No. We are electric inside. And so these machines are going to use our own electricity to run. We're the source of electricity. We all, picture us, plugged into our head somewhere, and then plugged into the wall. That's not how this is going to go. They're going to run these things using the electricity of our body. Where did they get this technology? Where did they understand that? It comes from God. They understand God. They know who God is. They're not, actually, let me turn on this light in the back just to kind of see what the effect would be. Let me see if there's like a difference. I don't know. They are, and who's they? Well, human beings. We know, we understand exactly what we're doing. We understand exactly what God has created, how God has made us. We understand it very deeply within our soul, like in our subconscious. As we understand because we come from Him. There's a book called The Body Electric. Because our body is electric. The person didn't come up with that title because no reason at all. No, we're electric. Water and electricity don't mix. Oh, but then when we take showers, we should get. No, it doesn't work like that. Oh, we wash our hands, we should get electrocuted. You put a cord in the water, you'll get a little zap. You go to one of those power substations, that you have in your cities, and you touch that shit, it's going to zap you, and you will die, or get sent to the hospital, or if it's something very minor like a taser like type of thing, like a home defense taser type of thing, it might. So certain humans, who have said, you know what, we could design robots that could go inside your body and use the electricity of your body to run 24/7. It would be free energy, free electricity. You wouldn't need to plug in a human. You wouldn't need a human to have AAA batteries or AA batteries on them, or in the little nanobots, or whatever you want to call them, or whatever they are called. I know that, there's a lot of you that will be like, "Ooh, that's bullshit. Where'd you get this shit from?" Just look it up. You can read it in books. You can find it on the internet. It's probably some TV show talking about it on some TV channel. It's out, the information is out there. What you're looking for is, you're looking for me to say some YouTube channel's name, some video. Well, okay, you want that? You want that? Exactly what you want. You want that? You know what this is? You know what this is? Do you know what this is? It's the Bible. Of course, it's an NIV Bible. NIV. Not a King James Bible, not anything else. Just an NIV, study Bible, whatever. It's on whatever. Okay? It's exactly what it is. That's what this is. You want the answers? The answers lie with God. That's where the answers lie. They lie with, if that's what you're looking for, a direct answer. If you're looking for a direct source, look in the Bible. You want me to be more direct? Like, oh, find me the page that it says we are electric. Well, it's not like that. It's not how things work. It's not said like that. First of all, you're retarded, because what you're looking for is you're looking for like a very direct absolute answer. Like, you're looking for something like on a t-shirt where what you're looking for is a t-shirt that says we are electric. No. Yes, it says it like that, but it doesn't say it in those words. Humans are electric. The body is electric. I mean, no, come on. No. No, you won't get electrocuted, because we're electric. If you take a bath in the bathtub. No one's saying that. Really? We got some retarded motherfuckers on this planet. They want to create electric cars because they know we are electric. And they want everything to be electric. Now, it's not going to get us very far. We don't have a grid system to support electric cars. We don't have a system that allows for electric cars, that allows for AI technology. Yes, God created everything. Everything just has to come. God is the creator of all things. End of story. You don't, and it's not, oh, I don't believe it, or I do believe it kind of thing. It is what it is, whether you believe it or not. The truth is what it is, whether you believe it or not. The truth will still be the truth. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't make it false. No. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't change it from being true to false. No. Truth is truth, false is false. Like, for instance, what does this sweatshirt say? It says DC, which is DC Shoe Company. This is true. It's blue, okay, with a black outline and their famous star. Whatever. This is true. You can't tell me, oh, I'm watching your live stream and that's false. thinking it's going to make the truth false. No, the truth will always be the truth, whether you believe in it or not. And you can't tell me that, oh, that's not DC Shoe Company, that's DC Comics. When just because it doesn't say Shoe Company at the bottom, this is DC Shoes logo. This is DC Shoes logo. And you know DC Shoes logo. You can't tell me, no, this stands for DC Comics. Because there are those of you who, for instance, you know, someone will say, hey, look, there's a Honda Civic. And you'll say, no, that's a Toyota Camry. But that's a Honda Civic. Nope, that's a Toyota Camry. How is that a Toyota Camry? That's all. It says Honda Civic right on it. Nope, that's a Toyota Camry. That's what you're doing with this transgenderism thing. That's a boy, and that's a boy. You saying it's a girl doesn't mean shit. Even when they start giving it, you know, the hormonal treatment before it even comes out of the man into the woman, it still is what it is from God. Pills don't change shit. You want to change your life? I can tell you how to change your life in 2 seconds. Jump off a cliff and go change your life in 2 seconds. Like you here. We don't need you. Because you're nothing but a parasite to society. What we need is people like me who are the people of God, who follow the word of God. We're not perfect people by any means, because God didn't make us perfect. None of us. But see, there are those who are not perfect, but they choose Satan. They choose to be with the devil. They choose to go with the evil God. And then there are those who are not perfect, who choose to go with the good God, who stay with the divine light that they came from, who reconnect with him because they got severed in the first place by the evil God himself. Because the evil God even was a part of the good God. He was his brother. He was his brother attached to him, but decided to separate off because he was like, no, I want to be more powerful than you. No. It's like a tug of war. So he separated and became evil, just became the opposite of the other brother. And said to him, any human, you know, he was like, any human that you send over here, like, I'm going to cut off their passage. I'm going to cut off that line. So basically, those of you who've been cut off and you stay cut off, we don't need you. Get out of here. You're a nuisance. Just like Gavin Nuisance here in California. Why are you here? What are you producing in this society? Except negativity and evil and sin. Come on. And yes, we all sin. We've all done evil things. But there are those of us, like I said, who have reconnected with the good God and have gotten clean. The rest of you stay dirty. We just continue, to be dirty. And we don't want you around. As a matter of fact, we don't care to change you because we know that we won't change you because you won't change. Because if you haven't changed yourself, well, what makes us think we're going to change you? It has to start with you. It can't, if not, it's never going to start. Uh, you know, so alcoholics and drug addicts, they can't be changed unless they start changing themselves. Someone else can't change them. They have to change themselves first. And then, after they started, then they can go get help. How can they start? They can start by going to get help. That's the first thing. That's one way they can start changing themselves by starting themselves. The other way is they don't go get help, but they, one day say, I'm going to quit drinking alcohol. Next day, they don't buy any alcohol. The second day, third day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years goes by. And look, they're done. And it's easy, as a matter of fact, to do that. I drank when I was 21. I drank with my brother. It wasn't constantly. My brother was living here in the States then, and he was living in New York at the time, and I went to go see him. Okay? I went to go see him. And, I saw him for a month, and it was pretty fun. Went to some nightclubs, went out to eat, you know. Um, you know, and I drank. I was 21. I said, let me find out what this craze is all about. Whoop-de-doo, I'm 21 now. Let's see. Okay, the first one I had, I was like, okay, all right, this is what it tastes like. Oh, it's sweet. After that, I was like, you know what? My last one is going to be when I'm 22 years old, right when I turn 22, or when I'm 22, sometime in that whole year. And as a matter of fact, I had a girlfriend at the time, and literally the last ones I can think of was at her birthday party. I was 22 years old. I ordered some daiquiris or some type of a fruity cocktail. That was it. I was done. I was done. And I just, and I never started doing drugs. Um, the only thing I did was vaping. I did that with my buddies. We just, blow O's, blow big clouds. I make my own vape juice at home. Totally clean. Just uses vegetable glycerin, which comes from vegetables, okay? And food flavorings, which come from food. They're just food extracts. You can literally just take a couple coffee beans, boil them in some water, add some vegetable glycerin to it, and you made your vape juice. You can do the same thing with carrots, kale, all that stuff. You can just extract the stuff from the food that you boiled. So vaping is totally healthy. Not all this bullshit that they continue to put out there. But I stopped drinking. I was 22. Last drink. And I think it was at the beginning of the year. Like one of the first. Yeah, it was like the second month. Second month of 22. And I was done. So really all I had was a whole year and 2 months of drinking. That was it. I mean, after that, of course, there would be like instances where I would go hang out with someone, then we go to someone else's house, and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, I just have people take drinks when they first show up to my house. It's just a thing." And I would say, "No, thank you." Then they would keep enforcing it. So then what I would do is I would just, and this only happened once. So at a Marine's house, he had all his buddies there, and there was a girl there that was hanging out with me. I took her there, and I just took a swish, whatever. Like, I mean, I could have just walked out of the house, but hey, when we were hanging out, you know. So, and I kept telling him no, but then finally at the end, I was just like, whatever. I'm gonna leave anyway, so I'll just do it anyways. But I really didn't even take a swish. What I did was I put it up to my mouth and I went like that. And then the first time he was like, "No, no, no, come on, we know what you did." So then the second time I took like a drop. And then the second time he was like, "Okay, well you took one," but he didn't even know I took a drop. That was it. And it was like something rum or Jack Daniels. I don't know. Probably Jack Daniels. But see, I quit. That easy. If you drink, you're an alcoholic. If you do drugs, you're a drug addict. Remember, I said drugs and alcohol. I didn't say vaping and marijuana or CBD. I said drugs and alcohol. Prescription drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, and narcotic drugs. Alcohol, any type of alcohol. That includes wine. You see, so the thing is I quit drinking. I was done. I was like, this is nasty. It's killing your brain cells, and I already knew that. I just started just to see what the taste was like, to see what the environment was like, what the whole vibe was all about. And it's just a vibe that kills you. You'll die faster. You won't live. You know what it did to me? I drink a lot, but it made me go to sleep. I would literally fall asleep, or I would stay up and play Nintendo Wii with my brother. Of course, I would still drink water and tea and soda and all that stuff. Try to mostly drink water and tea and you know juices from actual fruit. None of that crappy juice that's just full of sugar and it's for kids and fake or 5% fruit inside. But like literally, I would just play video games or go to sleep. If I had a driver's license, I could. He didn't do that to me. It just most of the time it made me tired. I would just, but not that kind of tired like. No, the kind of tired of like, you know, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'd get in the car normally, wasn't stumbling, I could walk perfectly, you know, get back to my brother's apartment and just crash on the bed and be like, all right, sweet, nighty night. I'll see you at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then I'd wake up, be like, oh, what a beautiful morning. I must be that strong. My tolerance level I must not have a tolerance level. And then I've never tested it, and I plan not to, because everyone's tolerance level, well, we have one. After that, you die. And what do I want to kill myself for? I don't have any reason to. There have been times in my life when I've wanted to do certain things, but I got rid of those dark times. Where are you going at? 3 hours? I think we'll end it here. So the thing is, I want to tell you guys is that think before you say something, because there's a good purpose to everything and there's a bad purpose to everything. There's a negative side and a good side to everything. And everything in the middle, where it's, a mix of all. It's not just everything's all bad and everything's all good. I used to think like that. I think like that sometimes, nowadays also, but like not as much as I used to. And really I didn't even think like that much. It's just we all think like that sometimes. That everything's all, maybe we saw something and it's like, oh shit, the sky is falling. When really the sky is not falling. Maybe the sky is falling over here, but over here the sky is rising. So the thing is I was going to say take everything with a grain of salt, but I think that is invalid because there's actual truth, like what you find in the Bible, and even the stuff that has been taken out or rewritten or whatever, like not the rewritten stuff, but the actual true stuff, and then the stuff that's been taken out, that they don't want to put in there, like that's also the truth. There's that, and then there's all these lies. And it's not that you take the truth with a grain of salt, or you take the lies with a grain of salt. No, it's not true. All the stuff that's true, believe it. You see it. You see the logo right here. You can't tell me this is DC Comics. If someone in the comments or someone in another video, review of my video, is going to say, oh, this is, DC Comics, not DC Shoe Company, they're lying to you. And why are they doing that? Because they want something out of it. They're trying to get something out of that. They want something in return, whatever it may be, whether it's negative or positive. They want attention. That's the main thing. Humans want attention. Like the guy, Tai Lopez, who used to be on YouTube and stuff and doing all this stuff about money, cars, books. I mean, literally, he was just getting attention. He was another one of those scammers. He was another one of those guys like you saw in the 80s and 90s who would send you a VHS tape. I know how to make you money. This one simple hack, one simple trick. And I looked at him like, this guy's full of shit. Because reading books is not going to buy you, get you in a Lamborghini Aventador. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you how you can't get a Lamborghini Aventador. You want me to tell you? I can tell you. You work a 9-to-5 job. You save up your money and you go buy one. You sit at home doing nothing. You sit at home and do nothing. You walk outside. You go bust open a window of one and you steal one. There you go. You have a Lamborghini Aventador. Don't go stealing. But I put that out there because but reading a book, okay. I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to read a passage. I'm going to just turn to a page. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm done reading. I read a book. Now, if I look outside that window and don't see, when I look outside that window, I should go see a Lamborghini Aventador, right? I can go look outside right now. I mean, it's dark. Nope. Okay, so all I see is a pickup truck on my next door neighbor's driveway and the car that I'm driving, which is not a Lamborghini Aventador. were to see, over this way, there's a bookshelf. All these books should have gotten me a Lamborghini Aventador, but they didn't. They didn't give me anything. Oh, but that's not what he's talking about. You read, you gain the knowledge, and you use that knowledge to make money. Okay. I have a Chinese cooking book. It's a really big one. It features every Chinese dish from ancient to modern. It's not making me money. I have the knowledge of Chinese cooking. It's not making me money. I've made some of those recipes at home. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's not making me money. So, people like Ty Lopez, people like, all these other gurus, it's bullshit. Or, some guy invented, some, what's it called? Some device for your car that saves you time, money, gas, whatever. Makes it go faster. And all you have to do is one simple trick. Okay, I'll give you a trick, and I'm going to show you this trick on my computer tomorrow, or today I should say, because it's, what time is it? It's like 12. Oh, it's like 1:10. Okay, so here's the trick I'm going to show you. See, there's a trick to playing video games. There is a trick. You want another trick? You go play Age of Empires, the Age of Kings, or the Conquerors expansion, and you download Cheat Engine, okay? And then you play a skirmish game against a computer, but what you do in Cheat Engine is, and what you do with Cheat Engine is you basically give yourself 10 million of all the resources. Right off the bat. Instead of starting off with 100, 200, 300, 400 of every resource. You know what I'm saying? There you go. There's a trick. There's a cheat. It works. But not these gurus who are on, television or on the internet or out at seminars, and they tell you, stand up proud, read a book. It'll get you a big house and a nice fancy car. Go make that money after reading this book. Like, those people, okay, I could do the same thing. I could do what Ty Lopez did. All I need to do is drive myself to a mansion, someone else's house, who has a Lamborghini Aventador or some Rolls Royce, dress really nice, make my hair all nice, wash myself, make my skin look good. That's all I have to do. And then basically just say, hey, look, I want to tell you guys something. The reason why you're poor is because, look, you're not reading enough. You want this car, you want this house that I have right now? Man, let me tell you. Look, this simple trick right here, especially for you ladies, is going to get you a lot of dick. I mean, I just said that just to rhyme, and I said ladies. Like, seriously, like, no, I shouldn't say especially for all you ladies, but you get my point. Like, this one simple trick right here is going to make you rich, get you money. Look, just read this, take my free seminars, listen to what I have to say, go out there, you're going to make money. Click the link in the description, give me some money, pay me. You ain't going to do shit. What's going to happen is Nothing. It's fluff. It's bullshit. I could do the same thing. You know, I like the guy, the old man from Cracked, who does the honest ad commercials. You know, honest reviews on it. Like if car commercials were honest, if TV commercials were, you know, hair product commercials were honest. I like that guy. I'll explain to you why. Because he actually, you know, is honest. He actually speaks in such a, like an honest way. Like he's like, okay, like he did one about marriage, and he's like, oh, the good old marriage, man and a woman getting together. Oh, but look at that expensive ring you just bought her. And don't forget that white dress. Oop, you just spilled wine over that $10,000 dress. Oh, the church. Oh, the people that have to come. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the things, he's honest about it. See, the reason why I like him is because he's making a point. He could do one about all these guru guys who claim that they'll make you $10,000 in a week. Or who claim that you'll make $10,000 a night just by clicking their link and paying them money. You know how many of those people have been caught by the authorities and arrested? A lot of them. Like, look at the guy Jared, who used to be, who used to do the Subway commercials. They caught him being a pedophile. He was a creeper. You let people like that on television? Are you fucking kidding me? Subway your way. Anyway. Any day. I mean, I used to eat Subway for a while now. And I'll say all food is crappy. Even if you grow it at home in your own homemade soil. Is it better homegrown than buying it from a store or getting it from any type of restaurant, whether it's fast food or not? No. But yes. Yes, because you know what you're putting in it. But even if you know what you're putting in it, it's still crap. Because you're putting crap in it. Because, I mean, don't come here and say, or you can come here and say whatever you want. The community guidelines are bullshit. On my channel, anything goes. Slap each other across the face, I don't care. But if you do say, oh, so what? If you don't sprinkle a little bit of God on it, then it's all crap? No, come on. You fucking retarded? Yeah, you are. And that's okay. That's just who you are. I don't accept it. I don't have to. I mean, if you're retarded, you're retarded. What do you want me to do about it? I'm gonna get going to bed. It's getting late here. Um, I'm gonna do another live stream soon. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun. I told you guys I got a guest coming on the show. That didn't happen, and I'll explain. The first day, uh, he had to help out family, so I understand it. When you family comes first, totally understandable. And so he had to drive to go see his mother and help her out. He works at the same place I work at, um, you know, and so for him with his gas coming over here, because he doesn't live here in Temecula, he actually lives in Hemet. So for him to come over here, uh, yeah, he needs his gas. He needs to save his money. So I totally understand that. I understand the problems of today. So I told him, I said, hey, you're busy today. How about tomorrow? The next day. And he goes, you know what? For sure. But then next day, he's like, hey, man, I got this gas situation. And he needs to get to work. So I was like, no sweat, man. Whenever you get paid, you fill up on gas, this and that. You have enough money, saved up. Let's start our thing. So he's still in the works. Me and him are going to do things. It's going to be awesome. I'm sure he has a lot to contribute. He wants to do podcasts with me. He wants to do videos with me. And hey, look, man, I think that's totally great. I think that's totally awesome. So I'm still going to have him on the show. Now that I have both lights, this will be easy peasy. Makes for a better show. I mean, at least you'll be able to see us even during the daytime. I'm still going to have these lights activated. They'll probably be dimmed down a bit. Probably not all the way, but at least a good amount. I still have an issue with this window. So, okay, you see how I'm sitting this way? Now, if I use a camera where it's like vertical, not horizontal, but if I use it vertical, it's going to capture it like this, so it's not going to capture too much, so let's say this was daytime and the window was open, because I did a test of this today, and I did this test before. There's like this very loud glare that comes out, very bright glare from the window, where, if I'm positioned in a certain way in this house, in this room, I should say. And the lights, they don't really help out that much, so I have to close the window, completely. I have to close the shutter. So essentially, I have to first test it on myself and see over here, there's no window. It's just the doors to the closet. So if I were to set up the table for this interview thing, I could probably just have us sit with our faces towards the window and then have the lights over this way, facing us this way, and that would probably work because I get light from the window, okay? And then I would get light from my lights and stuff like that, or the ones hanging down. And there you go. I think this would be cool. But we'll experiment. But first things first, I gotta move some things around this room. I have to. I gotta clean this up. Of course, I vacuum in here, I dust and all that, but I really gotta clean this up. I like just all the stuff on the floor. I gotta situate the chairs. Uh, you know. So that's what I have to do. And tomorrow, not tomorrow, not well, even Saturday when I come home, but basically today on Friday, um, uh, I'm gonna clean up house. I'm gonna fix this room. I'm gonna test out a few things. I'm gonna do a few test videos using my phone or my DSLR camera or action camera. I'm gonna set up uh, this. What is it called? I'm gonna set up my racing cockpit thing that I designed and built, and I'm gonna act as if that was the table, and you know, pull up a chair and do a video. This camera right here, this whole setup. Well, my keyboard is behind this, like over there. You can't see it, and so basically, the distance, because I could push this further back. There's a dresser right there, also, so I could push it as far back uh, to the dresser as I can. But I set it up here. I got some things in the works. These lights I can set up in different areas. Um, Actually, I can put these lights on either side of the dresser. If I'm going to have the table this way, and me and my buddy or just me are going to sit here. I'm looking to get a 4-foot table. Nothing, uh, you know, bigger. I don't want a 6-foot table. 4-foot table would be fine. And that's about it. You know. And I'm gonna try to find a 4-foot table that is cheap in price. I want to find a good deal on a good one. I don't just want to go to the first one I see. You know, and stuff like that. And 4 feet's all you really need for what I want to do. You know. Uh, yeah, man. Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm really gonna enjoy this. I'm happy I got these lights. Look, I don't need $2,000 lights. Who needs those? Like, one of the things is Marcus Picks. He keeps showing you like these lights that are like $100 that get the job done, and they have more features than the lights that are $200 or that are $600. Like, I know everybody likes Godox lights. Okay, everybody loves Godox. I have a buddy. She's a photographer. Professionally, and she uses Godox lights. I have no problem with it. Okay, except for this. I have like in this box, I have no problem with them. In this box, there is a problem. And notice how I said there is a problem, not multiple. The problem is Godox is not every other light on the market, which every other light on the market has a lot more features at a much cheaper price. You spend $500 on a Godox light, $400, $300, when you can buy a light for $90 to $120, and that will have more features that you can attach more things to. That's lighter. That can take a lot more ways to power. That has a lot more ways that can be powered a lot more ways. Like not just plugging it into a wall or rechargeable battery. You can even use a battery bank, uh, a battery pack, you know, external battery pack, or you could even just instead of plugging it into a wall via, you know, five what is it, uh, you know, 5 volt DC outlet thing, power thing. You can even use a USB C or USB Mini or USB Micro, whatever. I don't know, whatever, you know. So it's just that there is a lot of stuff out there at the cheaper prices. How should I say? There is a lot of stuff out there, but ridiculous on uh, the amount of stuff that it comes with. I mean, these lights I have right here, they're just your basic generic uh, softbox lights, but with one remote, you can do a lot of things, and all these buttons function as a lot of those things at the same time. Like the on and off button, both function as on and off. Off is also on is also off. Like, they must have already thought ahead that, oh, someone might accidentally press on or accidentally press this or that. So we just went ahead and said, oh, it acts as both. So if you accidentally press it, well, hey, you got whatever you wanted. I mean, I can't complain. And you get two of these. So if one breaks, you have another. So if one of your soft boxes break, you have another. If one of your lights breaks, you have another. Until you replace it. So, and you have a switch in the back. I mean, there's some that don't even come with a switch in the back. It's just you just plug them into the wall, and then you just use the little controller to turn it on and off. And the controller is just the on and off switch, and there's only one light that emits from this thing. And you can't change the color of the light. You can't do shit. So, look, you guys do what you want. And you guys can choose from a wide variety of things. But hey, let me tell you, there's things out there that have more features for a much cheaper price than the things that are out there that have less features at a higher price. Just because something is at a higher price doesn't mean it's better, quality is better, more features doesn't mean shit. Because let me make this to you. Okay, so in the 1980s, Honda was developing a project which would become the NSX. Did you guys know? And I'm sure a lot of you know this because you watch all these car channels. Or for those of you who don't, well, I'm just another one to tell you. Did you know that the Honda NSX came with more features at a less price than any Ferrari of 1990? Any Lamborghini of 1990. I mean, freaking heated seats. I mean, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT was the most advanced car of the 90s. This thing had tech that you wouldn't see until 2010 in cars. Everywhere. The thing was ahead of its time. Fully functioning with a map in the late 70s, early 80s, way before anybody else did. I'm not talking about what they had in the 50s and 60s, which was a little radio box and someone talked to you and you turned it on and they would say turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. I'm talking about full on GPS like what we have in cars today, like what we, like what Android Auto is, like Google Maps. Honda already had that in the 80s in some of their models in Japan. In the 80s. With a rear view camera. At a cheaper price point. Cheap cars. Porsche didn't have that. They had a fast engine. A race-winning, race-ready engine. They didn't have all this other shit. And I could care less about rear view cameras. GPS is about as far as I'll go. And you just use your phone and there you go. I don't like rear view cameras. And there's a good reason for it. Because those cameras are connected to the people who spy on you. And they can see where you're driving. I know you're lost in known location. They can just look at the camera. They can get the data out of there wirelessly. So that's it. I hope you guys liked tonight's live stream. Thank you for watching. I'll be on again later on. So please like, subscribe, and share. Don't like, don't subscribe, don't share. I don't really care. I'm not here for that. Check my live. Okay. I really don't care. I'm not here for that. I'm here to give you great content. You guys take care of yourselves. Make the world a better place. Expose evil. One camera and one microphone at a time. Okay? I want you to go out there and start videotaping and start recording. Start videotaping something and start recording something. Like record audio, record video. I want you to show it. I want you to post it everywhere. And I want you to do something about it. Because it will be televised. Oh, it won't be televised. No, it will. If we band together and use our devices correctly, we can televise this whole shit. And then, we can televise all evil things. And then we can get rid of it. We can deal with sin. I mean, God's already dealt with it. He died for our sins. But you know what I'm saying. If we help this world, if we take care of this world the way we're supposed to, the way God tells us to, the way God says we're supposed to, then, hey, everything will be good. We'll be on the right path. And let's uncover the real history of this planet. Let's not go to school and listen to people who don't know shit or just rewrite history. Let's actually, come on. Let's actually get the real history. Let's go and get those sacred books that they're keeping from us. Just go in there and storm them and take them. Go do that. They can't kill 10 billion people at once. So if 10 billion people come and storm an area, they can't do shit about it. Because 10 billion people, that includes them too, and they would have to kill themselves first in order. And if they did that, well, there wouldn't be any of them to kill us. So they can't kill 10 billion people. The evil people, the bad people on this planet. So let's do God's work. Let's get our job done. It's about time we do that. Alrighty. We'll go more in depth. Some automotive things. Some things about photography, cameras, anything really. I'll do some more gaming live streams. I don't know. We'll get a discussion going with some of my buddies, friends, whatever. Alrighty, guys. You guys take care. Going to bed. And talk to you all real soon. Like always, Bye, as a Candy Kid signing out. Peace.